Okay, so you're ready to start budgeting. Awesome. But with so many different methods out there, how do you choose the right one? It can feel a bit overwhelming, kind of like walking down the cereal aisle at the grocery store, so many choices. But don't worry, I'm here to help you navigate this. I've tried a few different methods myself, and I've learned that the best method is the one you can actually stick to. Let's talk about some of the most popular budgeting methods out there. The 50-30-20th rule. This is a super simple and popular method. It breaks down your spending into 3 categories. 50% for needs, 30% for wants, and 20% for savings and debt repayment. Needs are things like rent, utilities, groceries, and transportation. Wants are things like dining out, entertainment, and hobbies. And savings and debt repayment are pretty self-explanatory. This method is great for beginners because it's easy to understand and implement. It gives you a good overall framework without getting too bogged down in the details. The envelope system. This method is a bit more hands-on. You allocate cash to different spending categories, like groceries, gas, entertainment, and put that cash into separate envelopes. Once an envelope is empty, you can't spend any more in that category until the next budgeting period. This method is great for people who tend to overspend or have trouble sticking to a budget. It forces you to be very conscious of your spending because you're physically handling cash. It can be a little inconvenient in our increasingly digital world, but it's a powerful way to control your spending. Zero-based budgeting. This method is all about making sure that every dollar has a purpose. You start with your income and then allocate it to different expenses until you reach zero. The idea is that your income minus your expenses should equal zero. This method is great for people who want to be very detailed and intentional with their spending. It forces you to think about where every single dollar is going. Pay yourself first. This method focuses on prioritizing your savings. You set aside a certain amount of money for savings as soon as you get paid, before you even start paying bills or spending on anything else. This method is great for building up your savings quickly. It's based on the idea that if you don't prioritize saving, you'll likely end up spending all your money on other things. Now, which method is right for you? Well, it depends on your personality, your financial situation, and your preferences. If you're just starting out, the 50-30-20th rule might be a good place to start. It's simple and easy to understand. If you tend to overspend, the envelope system might be more effective. If you want to be very detailed and intentional with your spending, zero-based budgeting might be the way to go. And if you're focused on building your savings, the pay-yourself-first method is a great choice. The great thing is, you don't have to stick to just one method. You can mix and match or adapt different methods to fit your needs. For example, you could use the 50-30-20th rule as a general guideline and then use the envelope system for specific categories like groceries or entertainment. The most important thing is to find a method that you can actually stick to. Don't get discouraged if you don't find the perfect fit right away. It might take some experimentation. The key is to be patient with yourself and keep trying until you find what works. It's like finding the right pair of shoes. You might have to try on a few different pairs before you find the ones that are comfortable and fit just right. Okay, let's dive into tracking your income and expenses. This is where you get to become a financial detective, uncovering where your money is really going.